Star Wars Unlimited 6 set Secrets of Power releases November 7th, and we have some exclusive spoilers to show you all that go with today's newly revealed exciting leader. I'm going to be joined by Galactic Ambitions main deck Jason, my good friend, to go over these, so let's jump right into it. What's up, everyone? It's Dan with Main Deck, joined by my friend and co-host from the Galactic Ambition podcast, Jason. How you feeling, Jason?
Pretty good. Excited to talk about some new cards.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the intro, these are our official card reveals for Secrets of Power. We're just getting right into it. I mean, let's just screw around. Come on, let's just show up. Here's the first one. Ready? It's Raxian Assembly.
Sweet.
It's a, yep.
It does what it says on the tin.
It doesn't say anything on the tin. It's just
right. That's why it does what it says, right?
True. Yeah. Let's be honest. This is a limited card. Okay.
Yeah,
like straight up. Card. Limited is really important to Star Wars Unlimited right now because this is a new format that's being pushed at our sector qualifiers now. Yeah. So limited is going to be a serious competitive format that you guys are going to want to prepare for. Are you going to play Raxian Assembly in your limited deck? Quite possibly, because it's a 6/5 for 5. It's going to be a very threatening card. It has the official tag. The official trait might be very relevant based on what you're playing.
You could play it in your villain or heroism deck with no issues. So you don't have to worry about the extra aspect tax there as long as your command. It's just going to be a card that may be decent mid game or a kind of a beater for you in the mid game. It'll be just fine. And again, if you can build yourself an officials matter style deck, it can even punch a little bit higher than it probably should.
Yep. Certainly you put it in your sealed deck. In a draft deck, it's a lower pick. As far as it's probably in the 20s when you're choosing to put this card in.
This card in your pre-release when you see him.
Yeah, if you see this pre-release, probably just jam it in. It's good. Yep. It's good. We don't need to talk about that anymore, though. So let's talk about Beguile. So Beguile is a 3-cost cunning. Look at your opponent's hand. Then choose a non-leader unit that opponent controls that costs 6 or less and return it to its owner's hand. Jason, we just got done recording and we released last week our podcast, most recent podcast, where we talked about a lot about rotation. Okay. And why is that relevant to this card that has this artwork of the tool Rush Clovis trying to date Padme?
Ugh, gross. Yeah. Well, with rotation, if you guys, we've been playing a card called Waylay. This card reads kind of like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is we're going into rotation on this new format. Once set 7 releases, not immediately, but once set 7 releases. Sets 1 through 3 are going to rotate, and Waylay has been a staple among staples for cunning decks. For a long time because of just its ability to deal with anything on the board. And frankly, probably a little too...
It's a little too pushed.
Yeah, like a lot of set 1 cards, right? I think Beguile is a card that you're going to look at post-rotation. I don't think you're going to look at this at all.
No.
In set 6 format, but this really shows you how forward-thinking the team is being about rotation, what's going on, because it is only going to bounce something with 6 or less, but it does let you look at your opponent's hand too, which is a nice little side benefit. Get that information, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. More information is always good. And again, I think for the cost, bouncing a 6 or less is completely fine. I think a generic 3-cost cunning card that bounces just about anything is probably just a little too pushed. Mm-hmm. And this kind of fixes that. And it kind of talks again about how we talked about in our most recent podcast we recorded last week, just kind of rotation and what's coming up and the power fallacy between cards. This card is completely acceptable. And if we had never seen Waylay before or a card like it, we'd be like, whoa, this card's insane. So think about it with that. With Waylay being gone, this card's going to be playable. Also, in limited, it's removal. On your kill turn, this may get rid of something that's bothering you or something out of the way for you to push for lethal. Completely fine card. I'm really excited to see what this card can do in post rotation. Perfectly acceptable, perfectly reasonable card.
I'm playing this in limited immediately.
Oh, yeah, it's smack. Yeah.
Yep. Super easy to slot into your draft or sealed deck.
Draft. Sure. This is one of those cards I'm looking for sure.
Yeah, this is a hot card in draft. Mm-hmm. Okay, but okay, those are our, everyone usually gets some comments.
Warm up.
This is a warm up. Now, before we go to our big spoiler for the video, we have to mention that today was revealed a new leader that I'm really excited about, Dryden Vos.
Yeah.
Dryden Vos, the villain from the Solo movie.
I never asked for anything twice, huh?
I'm so excited because if you watch the channel from the beginning of Star Wars Unlimited, you know how much I loved the Kylo Reanimator list where you played Palpatine's Return to bring back really powerful Force units. But so many times, even in the podcast, we would talk about like, I just wish that Palpatine's Return wasn't in the same color or wasn't in a different color than the leaders that enabled it, so that we could have more flexibility with kind of the combinations. I want to be able to return Snoke, but I don't have a good leader in blue to be able to discard things to. Well, Dryden Voss is so exciting. Dryden Voss is so exciting because he's a command villainy leader that allows me to pitch any of my units that I want to Palpatine's Return back and then give stuff ambush. But the problem is Dryden's got to also draw a lot of cards to keep that going. And that's a bit of a challenge, right? Well, enter our spoiler card.
Nice.
First Light. All right. First Light is Dryden Voss's ship. So it makes a lot of sense to see it here today. Threatening Elegance is our subtitle. 7 cost command villainy, 5/7 underworld vehicle transport. And this has a pretty cool little effect box, Ambush, which I love to see on my 7 drops.
Cash out that value.
7 drops that deal 5 damage with Ambush have long been very playable cards in command villainy. But this one says, when this unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may draw a card. So instead of searching the top 10 for some kind of a thing, we're just going to get to draw a card when this attacks and defeats unit. Yep. Now this is in space, which is different than Vader, obviously. But there's one other thing on this card that's really important, Jason. What is that?
It's a rare.
That's exact. Well, actually, that's really cool because Vader was a legendary.
Yeah.
So
no, it's
point.
plot. You can plot this card. So we don't have to keep it. We could just plot the first one we see, and then we go to flip Dryden, and then surprise. There we are.
Yep. I love that. And if you missed what plot and disclose are, we have a whole video. It's linked down in the description below. I explain all those mechanics to you in detail in 8 minutes. You'll understand this perfectly. But yeah, the plot, the ability to here's why this works so sweet in Dryden. Here's why this fits so perfectly. Plot allows you to keep an extra card in hand when you play your Dryden, because you're plotting out a resources instead of playing a card from hand that turn and then drawing in a resource. So that's the thing about plot and smuggle. Both are keeping your hand size up, but then it also is going to attack something, ambush something, draw a card potentially. So you're going up extra cards. So now when you go into this next turn with Dryden, you get to do all of the fun stuff because you have drawn a bunch of extra cards. You go, cool, pitch this ambush with my reinforcement walker right away.
Yes. And if that doesn't sound exciting to you, then you are playing the wrong card game. This is just so cool. It's a really fun design space. Super exciting. It's really cool what they're doing with leaders in Secrets of Power. I'm really pumped to see what people do with this card.
Yeah, and the final just quick thing I have to mention that I love about this is we love playing Star Wars Limited for the lore. Well, everyone other than Jason, because Jason doesn't know the lore.
I just think the game's fun.
But we love when we get to play our matching ships with our matching characters and all that kind of stuff. And I love that First Light, not only as a card you play, just like fits with that sort of needing to fuel the cards to make Dryden work, but I hate when I only want to put in like 1 or 2 copies of the card that I can play with the character that makes sense with. But with First Light being a 7 cost card, it can pitch to Dryden as well. So like you said, Jason, you plot the first one you see, but then you see a second copy, you can just go, oh, cool. I'll just pitch it to Dryden to give ambush to my early game thing so I can make it to the late game. And then I'll plot the one I plotted out later. And like, you don't feel bad about running multiple copies because it has that high cost. It could just be pitched to Dryden at any point. So yeah, it's so cool. Jason, any last things for our audience here?
I'm excited for Secrets of Power and these really fun cards, especially our vanilla 5-drop. No, especially Dryden and First Light. It's going to be a lot of fun. You Palpatine Return gamers are going to have a lot of fun. I'm really excited for Secrets of Power, and I hope you guys are too.
you can guarantee there will be a Dryden Vos deck profile on this channel. Might even be my very first profile I post for Seaga's Power. I might even post it before the set releases.
Whoa, he's out of control.
I'm so pumped. I have 4 months to enjoy Palpatine's Return and Dryden Vos and Premiere before it becomes an eternal deck that I'll post profiles for. So stay tuned. It's going to be so much fun. I hope you guys dug those spoilers. Let me know what you think about First Light or the other ones, Beguile or Raxian Assembly. Let me know what you think about those down below in the comments. Yeah, I mean, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Star Wars Limited content, which we're posting weekly here. And we'll see you all in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.